friends. Welcome back to the Vickie A show. I am here to help you expand your consciousness and live your best life. If you're new, welcome. And if you're back for my second video, well, I'm so happy that you joined me. I have a really great book that I want to summarize for you today. And that book is called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Now, I've been a fan of this book for over 20 years, and I just love it. And I wish that I could buy all of you a copy. But since I can't quite afford that just yet, I want to just summarize it for you, okay? So this video is going to be broken up into 3 sections, okay? And that is going to be, what are love languages? What are the love languages? And my take or my spin on the book, because I now have grown since 20 years ago when I first read the book, and my mind has been expanded a bit, and I have kind of like some new insights, and would like to share those insights with you in my third part. Okie dokie? So let's dive right in to what are love languages. So love is expressed and received in different ways. Now, they're all very important, but when you love someone in their primary love language, they feel more loved. And we usually love others in our primary love language, which is not always so great because it might not be that person's primary love language. So the love languages, the 5 love languages, is about identifying what your primary and secondary love languages are so that you can love your partner in their primary and secondary love language, and then you can tell them what yours is and they can try to love you in your primary and secondary love languages as often as possible so that you can keep each other's love tanks full. Okay, so that is the first part of the video, and let's move on to the second part of the video, which is, what are the 5 love languages? So the first love language that the book talks about is words of affirmation. Now, words of affirmation can come in the form of compliments. They can come in the form of praise, encouragement, cheering for you, being on your side. And so I think that speaks for itself. Moving on to the second love language mentioned in the book, and that would be quality time. Quality time is not just being in the same room with your partner, okay? Or being in the same room with your friend. So if you're in the same room with your partner and he's on his phone and you're on your phone, then you're not really spending time together, are you? Nope. So quality time comes in the form of focused attention on the person that you love. Okay, and it can also come in the form of spending time doing an activity that you don't necessarily enjoy. You may enjoy it, and that's great because it's a win-win, right? You're both doing something you both love, but that's not always, possible. So I'm not a big football fan, never have been, but my husband loves football. My husband was a star football player back in the day, okay? And football season is sacred. So I will watch football games with him. I will go to the nearby casino, and I'll and go with him to put bets on football. I do that because I want to love him by spending quality time with him, and I'm doing something that I don't necessarily love. Got it? So another form that quality time takes is conversation. And honestly, this can't be overemphasized, because when you're having a conversation with somebody, sometimes you zone out, right? But quality time conversation is where you are really focused in on what the other person's saying. In fact, if they stop talking, you can immediately repeat back to them kind of what you heard them say, and then maybe say something that's relevant, and then that will make that person feel like you're spending quality time with them. So number 3, that would be receiving gifts. Now this love language is quite easy to spot. If you give your friend a gift and she just lights up, or you give your significant other a gift and they are just, like appreciating it by telling you how much they love it. You saw their eyes just light up when you gave it to them, and you kind of think back to all the times that you have given them gifts and how they responded, and then you can kind of, you can either figure it out that way, or you can take a quiz to find out what your love language is and what your significant other's love language is. And I'll talk about that more at the end. And I'm also going to put a link to the quiz in the description. So moving on to, I also wanted to include some forms of receiving gifts. I want to emphasize that it really doesn't matter if that person's primary love language is receiving gifts. Well, then it can be an expensive gift. It can be an inexpensive gift. It can be a homemade gift. It can be a big gift. It can be a small gift. If they really love receiving gifts, then they're going to just really feel, filled up with love from you if you give them gifts, on a somewhat regular basis. Okay, so now let's move on to number 4, which is acts of service. So acts of service, also self-explanatory: taking out the garbage, washing the dishes, cooking a meal, you name it. If it's something that your loved one usually has to do, and then you do it for them, well, they're going to be very appreciative of that because you did something for them, and that fills their love tank up. So, moving on to the 5th love language, and that is physical touch. Now, physical touch is not necessarily sex. Sometimes it is, but there are times when someone, usually it's a man, and I only say that because men, they have a lot more testosterone than women, and so, and then they have like a certain area that fills up with things, and so when it gets filled up, then they have a buildup and they need to release that. So sometimes that's just a biological need, and it doesn't necessarily mean that physical touch is the man's love language. Primary love language. Okay? It could be that he feels very loved when his partner is responsive to him and initiates sex, and that is also very important to him. But say his primary love language is words of affirmation, and what he really craves from you is praise, is thank you so much for going to work and working so hard and providing for us. Thank you so much for just being so supportive of the things that I'm interested in. It's really appreciated by me. Or you look so great in that shirt. Like, you look super, fine. So, if you stopped doing that would make him very, depressed and feel completely unloved. You could be having sex with him every single day and he would still be feeling, a little unloved by you. So I just wanted to expand a little bit more on the physical touch language. And as I just said, not necessarily just sex, but sometimes that intimate time is extremely important to your mate or to yourself. Also included in this love language is just touching, slipping your hand on your partner's leg while you're driving, grabbing a hold of their hand while you guys are, out and about, rubbing up against each other in the kitchen, like just walking by each other and just kind of patting, the person on the butt, right? So you get the picture. Sometimes physical touch is more than just sex, and it is, just touching that person makes them feel just all warm and fuzzy. So we've got all 5 love languages down now, and this will bring us to the third portion of this video, which is going to be my commentary, my insights, my spin. So my spin on this book is to use it as a tool, because when we're loving on other people, it's always good to know how do they feel more loved. So it's wonderful to be able to know about these love languages, to identify what your partner's primary and secondary love languages are so that you can try to love them in that language. And I think that that is just groundbreaking and just a wonderful tool to use. However, I am not an advocate of expecting other people to fill up your love tank for you, like expecting your partner to complete you or make you happy or make you feel loved. It's wonderful when we do that, because we are just wanting to bless our partner, our friend, our family member, but we are all responsible for our own happiness. We're all responsible for filling up our own love tank, right? So it is my belief that we are, in our true nature, we are love, okay? We carry in our true nature every single thing that we need to have peace, to have joy, to feel fulfilled, and to, really thrive in life. And so, if you're watching this video and, you want to learn what are the love languages so that you can find out what yours is and find out what your mate's is, awesome. That's great. You can utilize in your relationship to just be blessing each other all the time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a win-win situation. But I just wanted to add my 2 cents, my spin on this, and that is that you are love. You are already everything that you need. So that's it. That's all. I just wanted to add that to the end of the video. I hope you got a lot out of the video. If you did, then hey, smash that like button. Okay, subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to have a whole lot more content coming. So what you want to do is you want to hit that bell as well so that you can be notified when I put out new content. And hey, if you think that somebody else would benefit from this, share my video. Okay, so I'll see you on the next video. And remember, you are a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Signing off. Peace out.